feel that your body's open and ready to receive. Feel the neutrality of you. Wahe Guru 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 Wahe Guru. Inhale. Squeeze up and in. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Exhale. Relax. And as you relax, I'd like you to focus on your prayer for your creation. Ang Sang Waheguru is a mantra of creation, of physical manifestation of that. Right? Ang Sang is a very physical, down in the earth manifesting. So I want you to focus on your prayer. And the Wahe Guru is like the blessing, like blessing your physical reality, blessing your mind, the finite space, right? The spaces that present limitations, and finding your way through these sort of finite seeming limitations, how to evolve, how to include the infinite with the finite, right? So Aung Song is about the vessel, the physical form. It's about your container. You're holding all these creative ideas, and let it come to fruition. Let yourself make it happen, okay? So just focusing on what it is that you want to make happen creation-wise. What is that wanting to pour through you, and how can you contain it? You know, containment is also about being consistent. It's about being committed, right? So if we have an idea for a book, right? For example, we have a great imagination for a story. You know, containment, the Aung Song containing it, is about the consistency, the consistency, the consolidation, the commitment, right? The ability to be consistent is to create a space in which you can be focused, which you can have concentration, which you can have a sense of diligence, so you can complete, right? We want to complete these ideas, right? See them in the fruition, and the commitment is the ability to see it through, right? And sometimes to see it through is not always easy. Sometimes it's going to require some grit. It's going to require some physical muscle, right? Or some physical life force, right? So the physical, the Aung Song is about, I give you the life force so that you can complete these ideas and make them in the physical, give birth, and that's not easy. You need a lot of grit, you need a lot of charisma, you need a lot of life force, you need a lot of physical energy, right? A lot of heat to be able to keep going, right? To keep moving the energy continuously. And then that continuous movement of that life force, that energy around your idea, becomes a full book or a song or whatever it is that you wanting to create. There's a sense of continuous. It needs to be a continuous practice, continuous performance, a continuous participation in order to reap the benefits, right? So focusing on that prayer, that idea, and also focus on that Aung Song, that you want to create it, but the creation of it needs a consistency, it needs a commitment, it needs to be continuous, right? For it to have grit. Grit is like it rooting in the earth, it grabbing the earth. We call Yogi Berra just says, grab your success, right? Like the tree is not elusive. The tree is not dreamy, right? The tree is very rooted. The tree is like, I'm grabbing the earth, I'm making creation happen. I'm taking in the nutrients, I'm taking in the sun, I'm taking the water, I'm taking it in, right? Because I'm grabbing it, I'm not elusive, right? So that's why we work on this practice on the lower body, right? Because the lower body is the root system. So the more rooted we are, the more nutrients and the more we can grow up. We can't just shoot up. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a base. You have to have a root. Right? If we're just shooting up, and we want these wide branches, we want to be very expansive in our branches, have the most abundant leaves and abundant fruit, all the fruit, but we don't have roots, we're just going to plop over. We're not going to be able to hold it. It's going to be too much. All that fruit hanging from our tree, that's a lot of weight. It's a lot of wheat. So the deeper the roots, the roots go stretch wide out. And the deeper that root system is, the stronger the base is, like the navel or the hips, the more fruit you can grow. And not just grow and you're toppling over, but grow all of the oranges and still be very strong in holding it. So that if you grow, 30 oranges, you're not like plopping over, barely able to keep your spine up. You know what I'm saying? So that is why we work on this root energy, and that Aung Song has a lot to do with the core, the baseline frequency, right? The baseline frequency. So again, also with it's easy to cut down a tree, its trunk, just slice through the middle, like with an axe, but it's difficult to pull the tree's root system out, that takes a lot more energy, right? So if I wanted to pull the total tree out, I would have to probably dig in the earth for a long time, dig deep to actually be able to pull the whole root system. And that's the thing with your lineage. Your lineage is your root system. It's not easy to break down. It's not easy to cut. You know what I'm saying? You can cut off one root, but it just, there's other roots and it'll just grow again, right? The lineage is the roots. That's the base frequency of us, right? That cannot be really tampered with, right? It can't be eliminated or destroyed in many ways, right? And the trunk is the spine. So our spine is carrying our lineage. And you can see your spine as in your ability to move energy. Your spine is used as a conduit, I'll say, to channel energy. Physical life force. That's what your spine is used for, to help you get where you need to go. Without a spine, we're just sitting around, we can't, right? We're like those little sea creatures. What is it called? A sea nymph. I don't think has a spine. Oh, it's a sponge. Right? A sponge doesn't have a spine, right? So it just kind of, is there, right? So the spine in many ways is used to channel energy through the life force, so that we can move, we can swim, we can climb, we can jump, we can do all these things. And the hips support the spine. And the hips is connected to the roots, the perineum, that's, the entryway of the vagina, right? If you're a woman. The hips has a direct connection to the root system, right? And that's a connection to your lineage, your ancestors. It's connected to a baseline frequency of you, a core identity, a core authentic you that cannot be easily cut down like an axe to a tree. It just can't be that easily, cut, you know what I'm saying? So focusing on that prayer, and then putting that unsung around it, that physical life force, that creation, that authentic baseline frequency that's connected to ancestors and your lineage, that goes for thousands of years, right? So as I play this little bowl, gonna tune the frequency of your imagination to the unsung, so that your imagination can be bold and also have grit, meaning you can get it done, right? It's one thing, a lot of people, dreams are so abundant, there's so many dreams everywhere. It's just a matter of fact of having the life nerve to actually do it, right? And that's why we work so diligently on our yoga practice every day, so that we can build up the commitment, the consistency, the continuous energy, so that we build a momentum. So then what happens is it becomes primary nature to move energy, to take risks, to beat the odds, to break through, to win whatever it is, right? To reach your destiny, to have a miracle happen, right place at the right time. It becomes primary nature, not, I just happened. No, it becomes, I know the energy, I'm moving the energy, and I'm expecting a response from the universe. Because when you move your energy, the universe responds. What spiritually grows materially shows. So when you move your energy, the universe responds. It will send you people, it will send you events, circumstances, situations, in order to help you further along, right? And sometimes when you really start to open up that arc line, which is the real wisdom of you, the arc line, what happens is you start to get even more expansive response. The universe, when you expand your arc line, the universe is going to be, I see what you're doing. I'm going to give you this opportunity, but it's going to challenge you, right? Or I'm going to give you this career path, or this, job, or this relationship, and it's going to be expansive. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to challenge your self-worth, but it's going to elevate you. It's going to elevate your self-worth, and overall, it's going to reinvent you. And that's what we want. That's what makes us feel youthful and feel continuous, without that reinvention, we start to feel dead. We start to feel like this, stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a spine, but there's no energy moving through the spine, right? It's all just kind of like hanging, and it wants to move. Like, the spine wants to go in the ocean and swim. The spine wants to climb the mountain. The spine doesn't want possessions. You know what I'm saying? The spine doesn't want all of these American dream possessions. The spine doesn't care for, I have 10 cars. All the spine wants is one car. You know what I'm saying? Maybe two. I got a working car, and then I got my, 4-wheel drive car. You know what I'm saying? The spine doesn't want all of this extra stuff, where you're sitting in a house, you have all of these possessions, but then you can't move. You can't go to the mountain, you can't go to the beach, because you're trying to figure out how you can maintain all of these stuff that really your life force doesn't want. Your life force wants adventure, energy, movement, inspiration, friendship. It wants possessions in a way that is going to elevate you, not going to hagger you down. It wants friends that are, going to make you feel fertile and fruitful. That's the spine wants, to tell you right now. And that's why our spine starts to look really funky, because we stop really allowing that energy to move us. We stop we lower our energy. We start to dull and dim our energy. And what happens is the universe says, here's an opportunity. I'm going to give you an idea, but you're going to have to work 6 months on it to complete it, whatever it is, business, a book, whatever. But you're like, I don't have the energy. So then the universe is like, okay, I'll send it to the next person. So that's why the unsung, why I like this very much. A-N-G sung, S-A-N-G, unsung. Because this is about like a sense of like call to energy, like build your energy. It's like almost says no excuses. No excuses, they're change your routine, change your habit, right? And it's almost like a very like cut through the nonsense, right? And really get into the expansion. So we want to cut through the nonsense so that we can get into the expansion, right? And that expansion of love, from conditional love to unconditional love to better friend group, to a better career, just, a better look, you want to feel better about yourself, better foods, exercise, whatever it is. This is the kind of like, it gives you that grit. I'm going to be committed. I'm going to be consistent, because nothing really gets done without that. No relationship really goes anywhere, right? Without that sense of commitment. It becomes very like confusing. Right? It's like we shouldn't have to guess what people are thinking, right? We shouldn't feel confused all the time in our partnerships about where we are and where we stand, right? So playing this, I'm going to just allow the last thing, I'm just going to allow the young sun to swirl around you and help you to contain your creativity and get a stride with it, create a momentum. Okay, inhale, exhale, bring the hands together. We'll tune out with one long sat and short nam. Inhale, sat nam. Again, sat nam. Final time, sat nam. Bow to yourself in your practice. Thank you for joining me on this adventure of of creation.